Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone. Now the session is about SBR study approach. So with this session, um, we will discuss a practice question, and the agenda for that particular practice question is this: SBR is not F7. SBR is not F7. So we will discuss an example. We will cover an example where we need to conclude that SBR, it's not about FR or F7. It's more than that. So let's conclude this point with a particular question. Number one, this is a question, and this is FR caliber question. But what if this question, it's going to examine with the SBR platform, with the SBR exam standard. So first of all, all of you must have to read this question very carefully, and let's have a try. Whatever you think. First, I'm going to read it. 31st December X1, entity noticed that one of its items of the plant and machinery is often left idle. On this date, the asset has a carrying amount of 500,000 and fair values of 3,25,000. Number one, machine is often left idle. So what the first thing that should click in your mind? Can you reply me? The plant machinery is often idle. What the first thing that should click as financial reporting for accounting standard purpose? If some plant machinery, it's often left idle, that's very good. Malini replied, sir, it's some impairment indication. It's impairment indication. On this date, the asset, so the details that on this date, the carrying amount of 500,000, fair value of 325,000. Estimated cost required to dispose of the asset 25,000. If the asset is not sold, the entity estimates that it would generate cash inflows of 200,000 each of next 2 years, assuming that cash flows occur at the end of each year. So if something indication about impairment, we need to test the impairment. And if impairment test, if declares that carrying amount is higher than recoverable amount, so we need to book some impairment loss. For impairment test, we need to work out for three variables. Number one, carrying amount. Number two, recoverable amount. That means higher of fair value less cost to sell or value in use. Discount rate that reflects the risk specific to this asset is 10%. Requirement. Discuss the accounting treatment of the above in the financial statement for the year end 31st December X1. And how would the answer to part A be different if there was a balance of 10,000 and OCE relating to prior revaluation of a specific asset? So leave it about leave it about the discussion. Whatever you think, do attempt for 1 and 2, part 1, part 2. Do remember the agenda to attempt this particular question, or the purpose to attempt this particular question, is that SBR, it's not F7. because developing the right approach, developing the right path and right strategy is the core thing to get the success of the exam. You have 5 minutes to attempt this question. You have 5 minutes. Your time starts now. Even you people are watching the video, you must have to pause here, first attempt the question, then move forward. Okay, time is over. I strongly suggest who are taking the live session, and in fact, if you are watching that video, you must have to share your answer on the relevant WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group, not individually to me. Share your answer. Take a screenshot and share with me. Because the system of the progress evaluation is based on this, that whatever you are doing right now, and I need to observe that and comment on it. Okay, that's good. Suman, that's good. That's very good. Okay, for example, if you are going to attempt this question, so for example, this is what about the question. Part A, impairment test at 31st December 2001. This is what about the impairment test. So first we need to identify the carrying amount. And what is the carrying amount here? It's very simple. That's 500,000. And then we need to cover with the recoverable amount. And the recoverable amount is about higher of what? Fair value less cost to sell. And how much the fair value less cost to sell? That is 325,000 minus 25,000. 325,000 minus 25,000. And value in use. Value in use, we can work on it. Working. Here's 1, 2. Future cash flow, that's 200,000. 200,000. Discount rate, that is 10%. This is the discount rate. Normally discount, if the discounted working required, so examiner mention the rate of this discounted factor, don't worry. And this is the value in use. By the way, the concept of recoverable, impairment as is that we need to test if the carrying amount is 500,000, we can compare with the recoverable amount. Recoverable amount means the maximum benefit that a company get from this asset. So the maximum benefit means benefit either in terms of sale, that is 300,000, benefit in terms of sale, or benefit in terms of usage. For example, the usage is 347,000. So 347,000 is the value in use. So take out the higher value, 347,000. So if a company going to report 500,000 as a carrying amount, but identifying an impairment indication, and we have tested that. We have identified that, oh, the maximum benefit we can get, that's only 347,000. That means the impairment loss of 1,53,000. Impairment loss of 1,53,000. So for this, debit of impairment loss, and credit of non-current asset, that is machine. And if you make the financial statement extract, FS extract, financial statement extract. So what you will say, the income statement is equal to impairment loss with the amount of 153,000. Statement of financial position carrying amount is equal to 500,000, the carrying amount, but we need to reduce the value by 153,000, that is 347,000. That is the part A you have done. Can you please reply me? All of you people are with me? That you have done. But the students, and that is what the same part A you have done. Sorry, that is the part A you have done. This is a part A. Okay. But the point is that sorry, so that is what part A has done. But the point is that whatever we have done till now, this is F7 standard. Sorry, this is F7 caliber. F7 means just to make a financial statement extract. But examiner here to make a discussion, demonstrate our ability to express about, or to draft about the principle behind the calculation and the explanation of the working. If SBR working is doing for part 2, part A, number 1, first of all, we have to mention IS 36. Any non-current asset must not be reported more than the value of its recoverable amount. That's the first point. And in case of impairment indication, here the case about idle machine, the entity need to make impairment test by comparing carrying amount with recoverable amount, that is fair value less cost to sell or value in use. So first you have to make a reference of principle, and then explanation of the working. The recoverable amount is higher of fair value less cost to sell, that is 300,000, and the value in use 347. So impairment loss charged to income statement by the value, whatever the value we have calculated, and the asset should be reported by 3,47,000. This is what about the part A. So important point is that you need to compare the answer. This is F7, this is F7, and this is SBR. That's a clear difference. The difference between F7 and SBR. So SBR is about explanation, drafting, not the calculation. So this is a clear example about how to handle the situation with respect to the SBR. Can you please reply me? Is this clear, all of you? Number two, you have attempted the part B as well. Huh? So you know very well, I'm not discussing in detail about the part B, but the part B is about that. Part B is about that. What if how would the answer part A different if the balance of 10,000 with the revaluation reserve? What if if any revalued asset become impaired? So first of all, charge the impairment loss or adjust the impairment loss with the revaluation reserve and remaining part to the profit and loss account. And same this happened with part B. For part B, the asset must still written down by 153,000. However, 10,000 would be adjusted or recognized in OCI, and the remaining 143,000 would be charged to income statement. And this is what SBR standard. This is what about SBR standard. That's a discussion based. So candidates, overall, we are now concluding our session. And at the end of the day, at the end of the session, I must say all about power of belief. I know syllabus is extensive. I know you need to develop your ability about the drafting. But here you need to develop the confidence. Believe yourself. These are not the Photoshops. These pictures are not made by Photoshops. These are real pictures. So this is for your motivation. So thank you very much about this. This is what about the orientation session. According to the roadmap, by next week you need to complete IS 37 and IS 19. You need to complete IS 37 and IS 19. I hope that this orientation session is what about an eye-opening session for you, and you have developed a clear mindset how to approach the SBR study. Need strong commitment. I'm with you with the best support. You have to start your studies accordingly. Thank you very much. Take care a lot. You can ask me any of the question. Thank you from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.